welcome to May 19th pre-market session. We're going to go ahead and talk about the events, the news, the market, the technicals, the levels, S&P, and a couple of individual stocks. All right, so let's get started. All right, first of all, the market pulled back after this massive rally in the last couple of days, and we have been seeing red days, which is rare in this whole crazy rally that we had in the last couple of weeks. Overall, tech and mega cap stocks are under pressure after yesterday's weakness and pullback, and Trump said the U.S. will postpone planned strikes on Iran while negotiation is continuing. Seems like it's continuing. And yeah, geopolitical tensions and geopolitical basically news and headlines are a little bit calmer. And because of that, oil price are slightly lower, and treasury yield are mostly quiet after last week's sharp move. Inflation concern are still a key, basically important risk because of this whole oil price, even though the oil price is technically because of the oil price is technically holding around these areas. If you just check out oil price, you can see that yes, we are not really spiking higher like crazy, but at the same time we're holding right around 9900 level in the last couple of weeks, and that will result in higher inflation ultimately. Home Depot had beat earning per share slightly actually, and Intel and Qualcomm are reportedly interested in a company called Tensorant. A couple of news, a couple of catalysts, but overall pretty calm market. On the economic calendar side, we today is Tuesday. Tomorrow we only have FOMC minutes at 2 p.m. That would be pretty much important for the market relative to the other days. We don't have anything else in the other days. I mean, on Friday we have consumer sentiment. And on Thursday, we have the jobless claim as always, but the only major economic event would be the FOMC minutes for tomorrow at 2 p.m. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and check out the overall market. Let's see where we are right now. VIX is around $17-18, so it's holding below this $20, and it's holding pretty steadily, and which showcased that the market is still kind of strong. We are technically in a pullback territory right now. S&P 500, what happened yesterday? We technically held in this range. If you just remember what I mentioned yesterday, we have been holding in this range, and I mentioned that if the price stays in this range, the price will just end up being choppy and moving in sideways. That's exactly what it happened, right? We did pull back, but technically we were just consolidating for so long around this whole for 740 and 732.33 zone. Okay, so as long as we're holding in this range, like here and here, the price might just consolidate and just stay choppy. Just you need to be aware of it and make sure you understand that this might happen. Okay. If the price get below this 733, 732 zone, there might be some sort of selling pressure for the SPY so that it can push back down to 728. That would be the next main demand zone. We actually have 730 in between as well, but it can hit 730, 728 as the next demand zones on SPY. It is possible for SPY to hit those areas, as we have 21 EMA right around this 725 as well. On the other hand, if we get out of this 740.41 level, that would possibly push the price higher if we have a catalyst, and if the price actually has the strength and the demand has the strength to push the price all the way higher. So 742 key zone on SPY. On the other hand, 732, 733 as another as the key demand zone. If this stock or if the ticker just stay in this range, you just want to be aware of it, that it might result in relatively choppy price action and weak moves. All right, quick moves might be there for scalping, but there won't be major follow-throughs. So another scenarios that might happen again relates to these two important zones would be retest at this 733, 732, and then bounce back up, and obviously hit these areas of 740, 41, and then reject, exactly like what we did yesterday. Qs. What happened on Qs yesterday? So we had a pullback on Qs as well. Nasdaq pulled back down, and we actually went below this demand zone that we had from recent price action. What happened? We held right around this $699, $700 on QQQ, right? So this would be the key level right now that we'll be watching in case of the demand holding, right? This is a demand zone, 698, 699, 700. This would be our key demand. The resistance that we have on top of this zone would be 706 all the way up till this 707 and 708, which is again the same zone that we rejected here, that we kind of held here, pushed back up higher, bounced above and pushed higher, bounced, and finally broke down, retested, boom, pushed back down. So yeah, Qs also looks pretty strong, pretty weak in short term. Definitely not in long term. If you check out the daily chart, there is nothing weak in this whole move. We are just pulling back. There is nothing crazy on the selling side. We're pulling back. We don't have the confirmation for a massive like reversal or anything like that. The price is just pulling back. Some profit taking is happening, at least so far. So the key zones would be this 697 all the way up till this 700 zone that we are right now. And if we do hold here, which is right around this 9 EMA as well, if we do hold here, that would result in possible push higher, bounce back up maybe in the next couple of days. Or if we break this zone, the next levels would be right around this 692, around this 687, and then we can hit this 685-ish level, which is the 21 EMA on QQQ, right? So this would be maybe right around these areas, and yeah. So these would be next two demand zones right around this 683, 684 would be the 21 EMA. And then the next major demand zone would be around the 676, which is very obvious on daily chart, with just like a slight pullback right around here, right? So Qs so far is just like holding right above this demand zone. Again, very similar to SPY's price action. As long as we stay in this range in between these two demand zones, the scenarios are pretty obvious. We either bounce above these zones, or if we break one of these, the possibility for a bullish move would be here. A possibility for a bearish move would be right here below this 697.98 level on QQQ. All right. Let's go ahead and yeah, check out maybe USO here, as the oil price is just slightly pushing back up higher. As you can see, we are relatively strong here on USO, right? So we have been holding right above this 152 level and above this 154. I mean, it definitely depends on the geopolitical news and also the the oil price, but that if that happens, if we do have some sort of negative news, some sort of oil price increment, we will see some sort of push higher, maybe above this 154, and that could be interesting for trading USO. A couple of individual tickers. Apple is just consolidating at this point. It actually broke above this trend, pushed back up higher, but ultimately failed, and we're just consolidating. Nothing crazy is happening here. We're just seeing inside days. As long as we are holding around right at this, right in between 295 and maybe 303, we are technically trading inside this whole basically structure. Relatively choppy after this point. If it just keeps holding in this range, then it will end up being pretty choppy. So the key zones 295, and again I would say above 301, and ideally above all-time high 303 on watch on Apple. Tesla actually broke this 200 SMA, which is an important level. It just broke below this zone, and in the pre-market so far we are actually rejecting it and pushing back lower. So it's interesting that Tesla ended up being really weak after this massive push. We are holding right now below this 200 SMA. So the key areas would be around this 403, 404 on Tesla, technically this pre-market level. And also if you just take a look at this zone, right, this is the zone that we are trading right now at. Okay, so this is the zone that we are right now. So yes, we broke this 200 SMA, and if we break below this 403, 404 zone, this can really sell off. And right now, the same previous zone that we were holding yesterday, it ended up being a resistance, because what happened was a breakdown. It was struggling, finally broke below this 408 level, retested, and then finally rejected. So if we keep rejecting this 410, 415 zone, this zone, and keep pushing lower, the next levels would be just these demand zones that we are basically seeing here on Tesla, right around this 403. We break it, we can easily hit this 396, and then the next major level would be probably this 387. So Tesla definitely on watch for the day in case of weakness. NVIDIA, it has earning in like a day, so I won't be interested in trading NVIDIA, and we'll wait for the earning and then take a look at it. Google was holding really well yesterday, and it had a really massive rally, and the rally was kind of crazy. Just the market opened, it just went straight up, and without any clear entry point, and it ended up fading all the way back down. So yeah, it was technically a trap, at least for now. We'll see if the price can push back up higher or not. But overall, as I mentioned before, Google has a bad reputation of breaking all-time highs and holding and moving with a clear price action. It usually bounces really well, and that will give us the opportunity. That's exactly what happened yesterday. So we'll see how it moves today, and the key levels would be technically again this 392, and maybe if you want to take a look at 397, 398 as a demand zone, that could be there a zone as well, maybe right around here that I have this demand, right? The resistance would be 403, 404, and then the new all-time high of 408. Okay, so AMD pulled back and held around this 410.11, right? What is happening right now at this point would be interesting, and obviously tomorrow's NVIDIA earning can change the price action here, because depending on the earning, there might be a sympathy play with AMD, with Intel. I mean, AMD and Intel will have sympathy plays with NVIDIA technically, and in case of a good earning, bad earnings, whatever happens, we will probably see some sort of maybe gaps and changing this whole structure. But for now, for today, if AMD reject this zone that it just broke, right, and retested, if we get below this 411, the next level would be this 401, 402, and then we have a gap. So AMD definitely on watch. It doesn't really feel the gap, like it didn't feel this gap, right? But we'll see how it basically moves depending on the price action during the day. The key resistance is 422.23, and the demand zone would be right here that we just tested, and it's basically yesterday's low as well. Okay, oops, yesterday low as well. If we break this zone, right, if we break below this yesterday close of 411, the next level would be this 404.5 zone, and then the gap starts. On the other hand, if we break above the pre-market level of like 423, there might be some quick opportunities for a long setup on AMD, and the resistance would be right at this 432.33 ish on AMD. So Meta just consolidating. Microsoft is actually setting up finally after hitting this demand zone of 400. It's bouncing back up again, so Microsoft might be interesting to watch for a possible continuation. It just broke above this 428, so it's good to have it on watch for possible continuation and break of this 433. That's the key zone. That is the key level. That is the zone I want Microsoft to break. Now, if that happens today, that would possibly give us a good opportunity for a retest of 442, and then we have a gap to fill all the way till 480. So Microsoft, definitely interesting name to watch for the day. MU, massive pullback yesterday, insane volatility overall. MU ended up being a crazy volatile name, and after this pullback, this massive move, I'm not sure I would be interested in focusing on MU. This is the same resistance zone that we had. Now we are technically holding right there. We'll see if it can reject it and push back lower. If it does, the next demand zones would be 645 and then around 630 ish. In case of bounce, I would be watching above this 695 level on MU for possible bouncing here. Amazon, not that interesting. And I guess that's it. With that being said, I guess the main names on watch for the day would be Tesla, would be possibly Google for a possible continuation. We'll see if it happens or not. AMD in case of weakness, and Microsoft if there is some strength there for continuation. Okay. All right. So with that being said, I will be trading live with the team. We'll trade. We trade live every single day. We trade and analyze the whole market, the news, analyze everything that happens as the market is open. We trade together. We analyze the setups, execute, and then recap the setups for our members. We usually trade around like 1 hour, 1.5 hours of the market open. And we also have webinars every single day, educational webinars about technicals, about psychology, about market preparation, and anything that you can think of. So if you want to join us, you can check out the link in the description below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I will see you guys in the next video.